And now the time is here, and I face my final curtain.
Pink Sock Podcast, your go-to destination for a wild and unpredictable ride through the realms of music, comedy, cannabis culture, and beyond. With your host, the fearless, the irreverent, Mike Usinick, presenting eclectic, entertaining, enlightening, surprising content. Join in the fun, push boundaries, challenge conventions, explore the spectrum of human experience. We won't shy away from any topic. Entertainment, exploration, connection. Join us.
So, I do believe this is Naomi's first time with that new
Hi.
introduction. So, Naomi, welcome back. Today and tomorrow will be the last episode.
Yeah, it's good being back.
It will be the last two episodes of Pink Sock. I just wanted to take these 2 days to celebrate, talk about our favorite episodes, talk about our favorite stories. We've had such a fun and long run, but this doesn't mean I'm done podcasting. I'm
Yeah,
going to go live on YouTube and various other applications, and then eventually we will be morphing into something different. But we have had, and this is before you joined us, DA, we have had a lot of great guests. Like, I could not be happier. Um, One of our first guests was Justin Sanford of Neverwake. Was one of the first guests. And
yes,
and then we had Ravina Lower of Only Flesh. And then we had Alice Cooper's guitarist, Ryan Roxy, a few times.
Okay, yeah, that beats me.
He's been on here a few times. He's wished me a happy birthday a few times. He's a great guy, great friend of ours over at Pink Sock.
yeah, he
Ryan,
wished us all happy birthday, yeah.
Ryan, if you're watching this, join us on our next adventure because you've been supporting and sharing our shit for a long time. We also had Mike Fasano, who, hopefully I get this right, he was the third, fourth, fifth, and 12th drummer of Warrant. He was, I think I got that right. He's also the current drummer of Tiger Army.
Nice.
Yes,
During our long run here at Pink Sock Podcast, we have had a couple casualties, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Lynn Ruth Miller and Steve Brown. Lynn Ruth Miller was the oldest touring stand-up comedian around the time we interviewed her. She started doing stand-up comedy at 82 years old. She started
yeah. Never too late to start something.
Well, it definitely made me feel better when I started.
She actually inspired me to get into stand-up, actually, because I wasn't doing stand-up when I first interviewed her. Steve Brown, he was the producer of Wham's first album. Yes, that album. I
Nice.
feel so unsure. Yeah, with Careless Whisper, which you can also find on Deadpool 1, I do believe.
I need to rewatch those movies.
Yeah, because he was talking about the Wham album, the whole fucking movie. Oh.
Yeah, he was.
But we've had a lot of great guests. We've also had a lot of co-hosts, like a lot. We've had producers. We've had Kathy Grant. Love you, darling, if you're watching this. We've had Naomi, which I miss the hell out of you. And
Yeah, I've missed being on, yeah.
co-hosts, we had Tony of Psalms of Silence. Actually, this podcast started off, fun backstory, as just three dudes in a basement. We weren't supposed to be doing interviews or anything like that. We're just three dudes in a basement. The pandemic hit, we couldn't meet in person.
I have a feeling that should be the title of the show. Three Dudes in the Basement.
That was the original title, but we decided, I decided that Pink Sock Podcast was a little more edgy and catchy, but it's kind of held me back a little bit. That's why I'm rebranding.
Yeah, don't Google.
Don't Google it. It's been fun. It's been a fun run, but all good things must come to an end. But we have also had viral sensations on this podcast. I don't know if you knew
Oh,
that.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know you're talking about me, right? Right.
Besides you, we had Muck Sticky on here.
Oh,
Um,
damn.
we've had Brad Goss. Do you know who Brad Goss is?
Name doesn't ring a bell.
Have you been on
No.
TikTok or Instagram and seen a guy reading children's stories, adult
Oh, wait.
oriented?
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's
Yes.
him.
Yes.
That's him.
I've seen
Ah,
him.
right.
He has the book
By
My
the way,
Big Black Hawk.
this one out for all the Pink Sock Army out there.
Pink Socketeers, I love you all. But this isn't a sad goodbye. This is us celebrating. So, Naomi, you've been here a while. What is your
Yeah.
favorite episode or your favorite moment?
Oh, there were so many to choose.
God, I miss your British.
Yeah, there's quite a lot. I think
I was
I
just about to
enjoyed.
say, is that British?
No, that's German.
Yeah,
She's
yeah, but
No,
I live
I
in
didn't want to be
Germany
rude.
and I'm British. Yeah.
yeah,
I
she's
didn't want
from.
to be rude in that.
I hope I'm not wrong with this because I've known you long enough. I should have this right. She is from Yorkshire
Yeah, that's right.
and
Nice.
living in Germany.
Well,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
since she's speaking in her proper accent, let me speak in mine. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, God bless West Virginia.
Just wait, because either today or tomorrow, Adam Garak is joining us.
I'm kidding.
You've never met Adam.
Oh, is there? Yeah.
Adam is a Filipino Australian. He lives in Australia.
Ooh.
Um,
All right, so we all know I have beef with Canada right now. So I don't have a beef with the UK or Australia. So maybe I can work something like that out before tomorrow.
better not have beef with Australia. They can fight kangaroos, dude.
Dude, fun fact: did you know a kangaroo cannot hop backwards?
I've heard that before.
Oh, right. No, I didn't know that.
That is
Yep. Thank you, Daniel Tosh.
That is quite interesting. I actually one time I saw two kangaroos at a zoo one time, and they ran.
I don't like where this story's going.
And they ran at each other. They ran at each other, right? And they jumped into each other's pouches and disappeared.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking weird, dude. It was awful. I think you're the only wrestler we've had on here, DA.
I was going to speak with my brother about coming on here, but he's been putting his nose to the grindstone, working for NWA Exodus Pro Wrestling out of Cleveland
Oh, nice.
and other promotions all over different states. He's really trying to make a name for himself. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, he goes by the name of Handsome Harley T. Morris. And if you haven't seen him, do yourself a favor, look up some of his matches. He is as good as I say he is, and I don't fucking lie.
So what's the T stand for?
That's his middle initial.
Oh, I thought it meant like
well, okay, so it does.
Harley
So
Kitty Morris or something. I didn't know it is.
Well, let me explain. He's Harley Todd Morris. I'm Davidson Allen Morris. That's my full name. That's why I go by DA, because it's shorter.
Your first name's Davidson?
Yes. That's what did you think the DA stood for?
I actually laughed because I knew that because your brother's Harley and you're Davidson. And
yes.
That's a tag team that would get a copyright problem.
Well, okay, so cheap plug, because me and him were in a tag team. We were called the Undeniable, and we were the 4-time Mon Valley Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Thank you very much.
So, DA, I don't know. We've done an episode once before of this, so we're going to do a little short one of it. We did cover one time, and I loved this episode. We covered the difference between American foods, Australian foods, and British foods.
Well, first off,
yes, I remember that.
First off, if it's got to be 100% American, like pizza and tacos and Italian food. It's got to be 100% American.
Because we steal from everyone else. But no,
America.
if I'm not mistaken, it was Britain that eats blood sausage.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
You sick Brits. No wonder we left you.
And Germany
They eat
as
blood.
well.
Nah.
She's
Okay,
German.
so I got so many things I could say about Germany, but I don't want to get canceled.
Oh, the 30.
Let's just say there ain't no little mustache on my lip. That's all I'm going to say about that.
We might have talked about this, but is it true or is it false that you cannot mention Nazi Germany in Germany?
It's false. It's the other way around.
You have to talk about it. No,
it has to be acknowledged that it happened in history.
Okay.
That's a misconception.
I agree.
That's a misconception Americans have, because I was told throughout school you can't even mention it in Germany. When the reality,
it's the other way. Yeah, it's if people deny it happened, then that's
And also,
wow.
in Germany, if you mention it in a positive light, not a negative light, you can face a fine. I do believe too.
That sounds like something we're dealing with currently, isn't it?
It's more about that. People have to be educated and learn about it and learn what happened in history.
Oh, here in America, we're trying to do away with the Department of Education.
No, see, I agree with her. I'm someone who believes if we don't know what we've done, we're doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past. If you smash your thumb once and you don't remember, hey, remember how bad you smashed your thumb? You're going to smash your thumb again.
The thing is, though, is like in America, we're doing the opposite right now. Like there's certain people that are trying to destroy the Department of Education.
Oh, right.
I'm like, why? And they're like, we don't want them to be educated.
If shit starts going down, can we come to Germany with you?
I sleep on your couch, Naomi. I know some German. Du hast mich, du hast mich gefragt, du hast mich gefragt.
Very good.
Nine sausage, dein German, das meiner.
You just spoke in Russian, German, and some other language. I don't know what the fuck that was.
You want to hear my Spanish?
Bro, I got with a German chick. I got with a German chick one time. Did I tell you about that?
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, siete. Man, I always get the last two mixed up. Mi amo Davison. Mi amo Yusnik.
Get a puta.
Fuck you too.
No, you know what that means?
No, I don't.
Depending on if you're in Mexico or Spain. I do believe in Mexico that means I want a whore. And in Spanish, that means I love you, bitch.
Oh, puta. Puto. Puto.
Yeah, the puta. I also, I got with a German chick one time, Naomi. Did I tell you about that?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, she would rank our sex. It was weird because one night she was just yelling 9. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm doing really good.
just couldn't get to the 10, man. Just couldn't get to the 10. He was right there. I think the judges had it against you, brother.
That's a fucked up joke. I forget where I heard it.
I have a question for our lovely guest here. So you have the accent. I'm sure you get guys getting on you all the time because they're like, oh, you got that nice accent. Is it the other way around? Do foreign ladies find the American shit accent worth anything, or do they think we're all hillbillies?
No, I don't think they do.
So I got a question though. You have that sophisticated accent and you're living in Germany. How weird is that? Because they sound so angry. Or do you speak that way with them? You're like, oh,
well, a combination of a Yorkshire accent speaking German.
Dude, that is amazing. The most proper German. So what is your favorite British
what the heck was that?
meal?
Favorite British what?
Meal. Your favorite meal to eat.
Oh, meal.
fish and chips.
Yeah.
Crumpets, bro.
Seriously,
Oh,
fish.
crumpets are nice. Yeah.
See? Called it.
You are
Yeah.
literally we're making stereotypes, and you're saying, yeah, that's my favorite
Yeah.
meal.
No, me too,
100%.
actually. Yeah, I like having a decent portion of fish and chips when I go to UK.
What kind of fish do
Has to
they
be a
use?
good one, though.
What kind of fish do they typically use?
Mostly cod and haddock.
That's what I thought. I
Don't
know.
have
All right.
deep fried salmon. I've heard about that. Don't have that. That doesn't go. You don't
Hey,
want to be
Houston.
battering salmon.
What up?
All this talk about fish reminds me of a dirty joke. Did you ever hear the one about the blind man walks down to the big shopping center, like his big flea market area, and he walks by this guy got all this fresh fish laid out, and the blind guy takes a big old whiff and goes, "Morning, ladies," and walks away.
I love Afro Man. So, Naomi, are you going to join us on our next adventure?
On the next, on your rebranding.
Yeah, once we change it up,
Yeah.
that'd be fun. See, we needed some kind of
Yeah,
change.
when I'm able to, yeah.
I needed some kind of a change of pace, and with that one, man, I do plan on eventually covering this. I'm going to be talking about eventually, I don't know when, the difference between the original fairy tales and the Disney versions.
I dig that. That make a nice little series.
Because this book is literally the original fairy tales.
Oh yeah, and there's a ring they're called Grimm, bro.
Well, there's different ones though. There's Grimm, which is the Grimm brothers that made them, and then there's other ones that Disney took from.
The Brothers Grimm ones there, yeah.
They have Brothers Grimm. They have Charles Skinner is another one they've taken from. They have a lot of them. Just the Brothers Grimm are the more popular ones because they took more from them than anyone else.
So this is going to be weird because I've never gotten a chance to ask a British person this. I'm a huge Christmas lover. Like I love Christmas. Do you call Santa Claus, or is he Father Christmas where you're at? Is that legit, or was that always a rumor?
It's Father Christmas.
It's real. Okay.
I think it's becoming more Santa. A lot of people are saying more Santa now. Yeah.
I just call him Daddy Kringle.
Well, according to Aurelio Voltaire, and if you don't know who that is, look him up. His music is amazing. Aurelio Voltaire. According to him, Santa Claus is Satan. But if you haven't heard that song, look it up. It is a wonderful piece. I listen to it every Christmas.
Well, there actually is a demonic version of Santa Claus, which is, I believe, in Poland, maybe, or somewhere out there. It's called Krampus. They made a lot of horror movies.
Oh, dude, don't even get going about Krampus. Krampus is worldwide now, bro, dude. Everybody know Krampus.
Yeah, but Krampus started off, I think, in Sweden, Switzerland, Poland, somewhere. I forget where.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a demon. It's a demon. Hold on. It's a demon where the bad kids in that area, they didn't get coal. They got visited by Krampus, who would kidnap them and eat them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
I need to be eaten by Krampus because I bet he knows what he's doing. Anyway, continue. Continue, DA.
I love Christmas, like I said. I love dark, spooky stuff as well. Very gothic in my taste. I'll say that much. So Krampus is everything I love wrapped up in a demonic little bow of holiday cheer. I love it so much.
Well,
so much.
You do know.
Yeah, that's a good description.
You do know that Christmas, as we know it, is actually stolen from or borrowed from various different religions. It's actually originally the old holiday Yule, which is an old Celtic holiday.
Personally, and again, I don't bash nobody's beliefs. Like personally, I believe in Jesus and stuff like that, but I don't bash nobody's beliefs. The way I look at it is, at this point, Christmas, New Year's, all of this to me is a celebration. Like, holy shit, we made it through another one.
Yeah, I agree. But what I'm saying is it was borrowed, right? And the history, and I would love to cover this eventually. The history of every single holiday is not what we are told they are. Like the actual history of Christmas, it's Yule. It is an old, I think, Celtic holiday. I could be mistaken. But Yule is like a Wiccan holiday or a pagan holiday where they pretty much, it's the changing of the season into winter or the changing of the year or whatever I forget exactly what the celebration is. I can't think right now. But it's Yule. Well, then due to whatever leader of whatever country, I forget off the top of my head, maybe King James, who the fuck knows, changed it to Christmas. Because the actual celebration of Christmas was in April. April or
Do you
May.
still hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
All right, one of my speakers is acting up a little bit.
But it's just weird. It's just interesting. Halloween's my favorite holiday.
Halloween rules,
good,
bro.
yeah. Of Halloween.
Halloween.
Much.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just about to say a little more walking than I like, but at the same time, I love the theatrics of it all, so it's worth it.
I love Halloween. Or shout out to my, because I got a lot of friends that are like Wiccan and stuff like that. So I like to also call it Samhain, which is what they call it.
Yes.
It's the old school celebration of the dead.
It's interesting you said that, and this allows me to talk about wrestling. So the NWA did a pay-per-view last year called Samhain, and they got in a lot of trouble because they showed someone doing cocaine.
Oh shit! I mean,
yeah, they had the sinister minister James Mitchell have a little group of him and his posse of weirdos, and it shows them snorting coke on pay-per-view.
That's a wrestling tradition, though, as old as Macho Man Randy Savage.
Not on camera, brother. Not on camera.
I mean, he talked about...
As they said in Deadpool, do you want to build a snowman? Yes, I do, but I can't.
So I would... Did you know that was actually the fourth Deadpool movie they released? Most people don't realize that.
Technically, yes. Fourth one he was in.
Because they released Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2, Once Upon a Deadpool, and then Deadpool and Wolverine.
Well, does that really count? Because all that was a PG version of the first movie, wasn't it?
Kind of. They added some stuff to it to make it more Christmassy that I know of anyway. I've never seen it.
I want a full-on Ryan Reynolds Deadpool Christmas special movie, whatever, but make it 30 minutes, make it 3 hours. I don't care. I want to see that happen.
I want to see a Halloween one.
Oh, that'd be sick. Deadpool holiday specials. Oh, Disney, do it. Do it, Disney. Do it.
Dude, like, you know what's weird is going back to what you said last week. People are saying, and I don't know if you know this or not, Naomi, but we did discuss it a little bit vaguely. I do love Halloween too, Abigail. It's my favorite holiday, or Samhain, or whatever you want to call it. The thing with the new Deadpool movie is people are now, some people, not a lot of people, but some people are going after it, claiming that it's blasphemous.
All right.
Because Deadpool called himself Marvel Jesus. Now, I think that's stupid because if you've read the actual comics, he's done a lot more blasphemous shit than that.
Yeah.
Like worse. He killed Jesus in a comic.
I saw that.
Right. I've not read the comics.
All the comics are fucked. Because when he introduced time travel.
Yeah, I sound it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, DA. I interrupted you.
No, you're good, dude. I didn't mean to interrupt you. But I will say this, like the comic, like the movie version of him is different in one sense to the comic versions, where the comics, he's more of, hey, I'm laughing because I'm in pain constantly, both emotional and physical. And if he didn't laugh, all he'd do is be a miserable fuck.
Yep. And Deadpool also in the comic books is, believe it or not, a lot more sexually driven and a lot more violent.
True, but they do walk the line with that very closely in the movies.
They do,
Closer than you think they would.
Yeah, but if they followed the comic book exactly, it'd be an X-rated movie.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
All right.
Deadpool tried fucking Spider-Man. Like that's legitimately a thing. Like in the comic books, he is like he's not he fucks anything. Like he will fuck anything. Like literally.
Like I said, they danced on that a little bit with the movies, especially the newer one. If you know what I'm talking about, Nick, I know you do because you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
By the way, props to the people who made Deadpool because you know they watched this show, Nick. They watched this show for hitting over $1 billion worldwide. Like,
dude,
I'm not kidding.
That movie, the first week, beat Passion of the Christ.
He is Marvel Jesus.
That movie beat Passion of the Christ for the most sold movie. And that movie had been fucking the top sold movie for what, like 20 years now?
Something like that. And I've seen Passion of the Christ. It is a decent movie.
It's pretty hilarious.
It earns that R rating. I won't say it doesn't.
I can't wait for the sequel.
I know, right? They keep talking. They keep hitting at it. But
dude, I think Deadpool and Wolverine was the sequel. I think that's what it was.
Oh, I thought the sequel was going to star Trump.
Let me tell you, I'm selling $50 Bibles.
I'm going to come down from the heavens. I'm more holy now than ever. Can't you see by my ear? I'm more holy now. Yeah, canceling, motherfuckers.
I'm just like, well, we're done after tomorrow, so fuck them.
I'm just like Wolverine. I can take a bullet and get back up. I'm a hero.
I'm just like Jesus. By that, I mean I hang out with hookers.
He's like, thank God I'm not hanging out with you guys in real life. I'd get deported.
No, you wouldn't. Naomi, I miss you. Like, this woman is incredible. She used to handle the backstage area and handle my bullshit to the point where she just quit showing up. I'm just kidding. She's like, fuck this shit. I'm getting a job. She's like,
girlfriend, I completely understand what you mean because before I was hanging out with him, I had a full head of hair.
I'm actually the hair collector. I'm the hair collector. Every man I hang around with eventually ends up bald, and I just collect it. Oh, shit. So, Naomi, what's going on in the world of Naomi? I haven't seen you in, it's been a while.
What time is it over there?
Like 11.
Yeah, it's 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, shit, half. Like, it's 2:30 in the morning, so it's like 2:30.
See, I got to get up at 2:30, so holy shit.
When you said half of 3 in the morning, you really made me do math.
3:30, yes, I said.
Nothing like 1 o'clock? It's like 1:30?
It's 3:27.
It's 2:30.
Damn.
Damn. Fuck. We ain't going to be on here too long, girl, but we are going to be on here for about an hour because Pink is joining momentarily.
Oh, shit.
Pink is a good friend of ours. She is in Canada.
So we got Canada, we got whatever country Usnik is from, and then good old America.
Have we spoke to you, DA, or you, Naomi, about Pink's belief system?
A little bit.
She's very open about it. She is what is called a Pastafarian.
Yeah.
She belongs to the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. She believes that when you die, you go to heaven. And their heaven has a stripper factory and a beer volcano. Now,
right.
Their hell is kind of like their heaven, except the beer is flat. The beer is flat, and the strippers have VD. That's the difference.
Oh, come here, Allie. Come here, say hi. Come here, what do you do with the baby?
They also believe that they are touched by the noodly appendage of their flying spaghetti monster. By the way, I'm going to get in trouble for this because these people legitimately like go after people, but fuck it. Have you looked into Scientology?
Hold up, let me make sure I got my
No.
bulletproof vest on.
That shit's fucking weird.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. South Park did it best, bro. Like,
They weren't even joking.
Oh,
That's
yes, I
what they
remember that.
actually
Yeah,
believe.
South Park.
South Park ain't joking. That's what they actually believe, bro. They're literally a religion that was made by a science fiction writer. That's literally what they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
They believe in like Zorg or whatever his name was, like created us by pissing in shampoo bottles. I don't know what they believe, but it's something like that.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
What are you doing, DA? You're like dancing. We're not sponsored by Dr. Thunder. We can hardly even afford a sponsor from Mr. Pibb. These off-brand pops are getting out of control because like now they're in restaurants. Like I went to a
well,
restaurant.
yeah.
I went to a restaurant the other day. I'm like, "Do you have Dr. Pepper?" They're like, "No, we have Dr. Thunder." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, what are
Hey,
you?
it's all good. I'm just happy there's still a way for me to drink pop, man.
Dude, how much cheaper is it than regular Dr. Pepper?
Um, shit. I haven't done the grocery shopping in a minute. My lady handles most of that, so she knows what these cost.
I had a
And
I had a pop the other day. It's very interesting. I forget the name of it. I posted it online, but it's not really a pop, but they have it in like root beer flavor and stuff. And what it is it's fermented tea. I don't know if you've ever had fermented tea, but it's like kombucha, but it tastes like root beer. So it's like a root beer flavored tea, but it also has like mushroom in it to like help with your memory and shit. Like it has reishi,
All
all right,
right.
so
and shit.
it's interesting you said mushroom because there's. So I've been
Not those
offered
kind.
mushroom,
Not those
huh?
kind. Not those kind of mushrooms.
No, no. Well, we're just talking about shit. Like, have you ever heard of like how those affect people or what?
Yes, I have friends that do mushrooms, and I've also been told by a professional therapist told me that even though it's illegal in our state, eventually, once it becomes legal, I should do microdosing of psilocybin because it will cure my anxiety and depression.
Hmm. See,
It has
I
been scientifically proven.
see. I just don't think I could mess with something that would mess my head chemically like that. I just don't
No,
know.
it doesn't if you microdose it.
Yeah.
If you microdose it
No,
like you would a medicine, it basically fixes whatever fucked up shit in your head, dude. It makes you happy.
bro. I
I've
don't
read
think
a
there ain't.
study on that. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to help with cerebral palsy too much, but
I mean, it'll make you forget you have it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
oh, geez, you don't want me trying for fetties.
But yeah, psychedelic mushrooms have actually been, well, psilocybin is the scientific term.
Yeah.
Psilocybin has been proven in clinical studies to be better for anxiety and depression, and it's a natural remedy. It's better than over the counter medicine for some people.
Yeah. It's. I read the study about it. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
interesting.
Ohio's doing a study, but I didn't want to do it because here's how the study worked, and I didn't like this. They would give you either psilocybin, ecstasy, or a placebo pill.
All
And
right.
I'm like, I am not taking fucking acid or psilocybin. Like, I'm not doing that.
No, no, no offense, you Nick. Everybody looked at you and assumed you already did.
They assumed I made it in my basement. Um, like, I've had people who are like, "You got mushrooms?" I'm like, "I don't do that shit." They're like, "What?"
So, I'm sorry, I didn't properly introduce myself to you. I'm D.A. Morris. I'm Nick's friend from West Virginia.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I am a professional wrestler with cerebral palsy,
Yeah. Did you not do
and
that elbow drop? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
um, And yeah, so that's pretty much me. I've been. Would you call me a co-host at this point? Because
Yeah.
it started out as a guest, but I've been on this. I've been on like every episode for the past like 3 months.
Well, the
You're
way
a co-host
the way
now.
that the way that I'm gonna see it going forward with the new rebranding is like I'm just gonna have regulars, and whoever shows up shows up. Like we're not hosts, we're not co-hosts. Kind of like the Howard Stern show was. Where like just anybody can show up, guests if they want. Nobody really announced. Just send out invites, invite people.
Oh, you, Nick, you should send your friend here. We should try to find the video of you giving the world's greatest wrestling splash.
That's not on film. It was too powerful. We never got
Took
it
the
on
camera.
Yeah, because whoever was filming it, the one that I saw, they looked away. So like
Just like
I hit the best splash in wrestling, dear. Like I'm a wrestler now. I'm going to be like I'm going to be wrestling soon. Yeah,
All
man,
right.
my demons. Um,
nah.
I don't
Now,
wrestle with my demons. They're nice people.
now, you Nick, I'm not kidding. With your showmanship and your like energy, I could see you being a decent manager.
I was planning on it eventually. I kind of
And
want
that
to
is
be like,
com-
go ahead. I'm sorry.
and that is coming from somebody who spent many years as a manager. Uh, And for anybody interested in training to be a professional wrestler, Mon Valley Pro Wrestling does provide a wrestling school. Look up Mon Valley on Facebook. Get a hold of them to get all the information about their wrestling academy. Thank you very much.
Do you do like manager training too, or is that just hands on?
Full on work, manager, because you do need to be properly trained to be a manager. I had to go through a training session, I had to go through training myself for over a year
So
before they let me be a manager. So
because I have an idea if I was to do it. I don't want to add more to my plate yet, but if I was to be a manager, dude, I'd be kind of like a mixture of like Kevin Sullivan and like Sinister Minister, like James Mitchell, like the occulty kind of manager.
I completely understand what you mean there.
Like,
Okay, so this is the Pink Sock Podcast. I'm allowed to cut loose here, right? All right.
Yeah.
So
cut me,
okay.
cut me, daddy.
So my thing is two things. One, I hate when guys are like, I'm a mixture of this guy and this guy. I'm like, so you're about as half as good as that guy, or you suck as half as much as this guy used to. Like, what are you? I prefer more of just like inspirations.
Yeah, it's the same
Saying
thing,
like
dude. That's literally the same thing.
wording. It's the wording of the whole thing. It's like I don't know what it is. It just bugs me. I'm not saying it was anything you said. It's just when guys go, I'm a mix of this dude and this dude. I'm like, I'd rather just be recognized as somebody who's just stands out. I don't like to be compared to a lot of other people.
Though. It's kind of like Abyss, though. He was a mixture of Mankind and Mick Foley.
Yeah, but it wasn't like he went up to them and was like, all right, this is what I'm going to know. Like, but again, that's a personal thing.
See, that's one gimmick. I'm sorry to change subject, but like I just.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
That's one gimmick. Another gimmick that shouldn't have worked was Abyss.
I love Abyss.
I love him, but like anybody.
We're not trying to ignore you down there, by the way. We're getting carried away with wrestling, dog.
Listening.
Anyone else that shouldn't have worked because he was basically like, "Hey, I'm going to do what Kane did, but I'm going to look like Mankind, kind of."
He was a bigger. He claims that Mick Foley was a bigger inspiration to him more than anybody else.
Yeah, and I see that, but he got the Kane a lot because of his size.
Oh yeah, there's no way you couldn't make that comparison. That was one of the dream matches. Was either him and Taker or him and Kane.
I heard
Kane doesn't get enough dream matches. I think Kane needs more dream matches talked about.
I heard a rumor that they were in talks with Abyss to come to WWE, and it almost happened, but for whatever reason, it didn't. He is currently signed to WWE, though. I think he's a backstage guy right now.
Yeah, he's a producer, which means he helped put the matches together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when it.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No. I'm.
You know.
I'm here, there, and
You know who should be more in wrestling but isn't? And it might be a personal reason. He might be choosing to stay out. Scott Levy, Raven.
Oh, okay. So I did hear some bad news about Raven recently, that his mental state, like he's still okay, but little things are lost here and there. At least, and I'm not going to say I know the guy personally because I don't, but this is just something I saw on a podcast where Stevie Richards was talking about him recently, where his mind just seems a little slower than it used to be.
So
Again,
kind of like what's going on with Vampiro.
in a way, because again, years of taking chairs to the head and doing the kind of stuff he did to innovate the business. When you're 25, it ain't nothing, but by the time you're 62 or 55, 62 in that range, you start regretting some of those decisions you made at 25.
And then you have people like Terry Funk who wrestled up until he was like in his 60s.
70s.
Fucking maniac.
His brother is wrestling in Japan at 81.
Naomi, let me explain. You probably do you
Yeah.
know who Terry Funk is?
No.
He was a hardcore wrestling icon. This dude, there was a documentary that came out in like the 90s, mid to late 90s, and it didn't follow him, but it mentioned Terry. Terry was in it, and they were talking about how he's old and broken down. He only has like a few more years left. And in this documentary, he was like in his late 40s, maybe, but like
Early 50s, I think.
yeah, but in wrestling terms, that's old. Guess how much
Yeah.
longer he wrestled after this documentary? 23 years.
I think
Wow.
his last reported match was either 2017 or 2018.
2018 against Jerry the King Lawler in a street fight.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I mean. He went for a while.
The documentary came
Yeah,
out
that's a long
in
time.
96 or 97, and his last match was in 2018. That was like 30 years, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking God. No, I'm not going to say that his matches were high quality that late in his career.
Now, hey, Nick, you know what I just thought of? Looking at myself right now. You know who I remind me of?
Who?
Lucky Lupacek.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Long live the TCICWF.
I was wondering who you looked like, and that's who. You look just like him. So Naomi, you used to watch wrestling, right? No, not at all.
No.
You need to. Men in Tights are amazing.
Oh, it is storytelling. It's athletics. It's fireworks. It's pageantry. It's golden shiny things and fists and flying and fights and brutality and love and
I remember the British wrestling they had years ago.
oh, like Big Daddy and stuff like that from back in the day.
Yeah, I think it's more like a bit of fun and yeah.
See, I
So
know a little bit of my history.
Naomi, there
Yeah.
was a wrestler that wrestled for the Juggalo Championship Wrestling, which is the ICP's wrestling company. There's this guy. His finishing move was the 450 splash, but he never even went for it ever in his career that I know of. His name was Fat Fuck Barrel Boy. No,
I remember this.
this dude is 700 pounds and he's naked in a fucking barrel. That's literally his gimmick.
All right. As is like his trademark.
Yeah, so he's a fat fuck in a barrel. That's literally his gimmick. And yeah, finding matches of his are hard.
All right.
I can imagine.
Like the last time I even saw anything, it was like in 2006, the golden age of YouTube, and I cannot find that video for the life of me. Like at all.
Oh, that's a shame.
It is. Fat Fuck Barrel Boy should live on forever. Hold on.
Yes.
By the way, guys, stay tuned though, because in the next coming of months, when I finally rebrand, I am still going to go live on Facebook and shit, just I can't afford a studio. So I need to figure out how I'm going to rebrand and do something new. But I do have guests that I do plan on having on the new show.
Oh, nice.
But Fat Fuck Barrel Boy, let's look him up.
Oh, here we go again.
Maybe he does porn.
Yeah,
Now.
I'm interested now in this.
Fat Fuck Barrel Boy. He's like my number one searched thing.
I don't want to know what your number 2 search thing is.
skinny bastard without a barrel. Let's see if there's a picture of him. There he is. I'll be damned.
Brilliant.
I'll be damned. There he is, big old fat fuck in a barrel. Let's look at him.
You're gonna share it.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it. I'm sharing my screen. Don't you do that. Share. Look at that. He's a big old fat. And I'm not making fun of him.
Yeah.
I got friends that are bigger. I'm not calling him a fat fuck. He calls himself that.
He calls himself that, yeah.
He's not as big as I remember, though. I thought he was like much bigger.
No.
I must be misremembering, but yeah, there's Fat Fuck Barrel Boy. Would you take a splash from him?
No.
That's
Money was right.
That's not even a barrel. That's like one of them plastic trash cans. That's not, they couldn't even afford a barrel. They couldn't. You're laughing because you know somebody didn't get a hot dog and a handshake that day because they had a fucking trash can. Do you think the JCW pays you in hot dogs and handshakes, or do you think they take you to like Taco Bell?
Or I'm yet to see the place. I want to go to the company that's giving the boys Red Lobster.
I want to go to the place that's giving out blowjobs, but that was probably ECW, and then the woman was Missy Hyatt. That's not what I want.
No. Who was it? Who was it? The freaking Asian chick who danced in the ECW arena. Why can't I remember her name?
Well, I mean, if the rumors are right, it was Tammy Sitch that gave all the blowjobs in ECW.
No, but that's not who I'm talking about. There's a real famous story. Something had happened, and they put one of the ladies up on top of the ECW arena, like on top of the stage, and she was dancing in a towel on top of the stage.
Damn, dude, I remember that story, but I forget who it was.
I can't remember her name. I should know this. I'm better than this in my wrestling. Yes, wrestling history. That is what this is. I'm talking about a woman dancing in a towel. It is wrestling history.
Did you ever hear the story about Sandman? He was not a fan of Tammy Sitch, from my understanding. He was friends with Chris Candido, and he had heard about Tammy cheating on him one of the many times. And Sandman used her hairbrush to brush his pubes and then put it back.
I never heard that story.
I believe that was a couple days before he got into the... Now, to paint a story, Naomi, Sandman was a legitimate alcoholic. He's who Stone Cold was modeled after.
For the most part.
Well, Sandman got into the ring one time drunk, and the guy in the ring was Rhino, where his finishing move is like a spear. Well, he was supposed to wrestle Sandman, and Sandman decided to pull his fucking pants down with no underwear on. So he was standing in the ring naked from the waist down. And Rhino was like, "What do I do?" He fucking speared him. He fucking speared this naked guy. And he said he gave it all he had. Like, he legitimately football speared this motherfucker.
Wrestling's a crazy, crazy business, man.
Yeah.
JBL got fined $10,000 because he did the Nazi salute in Germany. He was performing at a wrestling event, and he decided to do the Sig Heil, and he got fined.
All right, yeah.
A lot. He didn't just do that. He did the goose step, too.
Yeah, that's not allowed.
Yeah, that's not... Even Naomi's like, you don't do all that shit. Not in Germany.
No.
They'll be at your door.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if Pink's joining us today or tomorrow. So, guys, since we are celebrating Pink Sock and it's towards the end, how would you guys feel? How do you guys feel about it ending? Are you like ready for the next chapter, or are you sad?
Oh, a bit of both, yeah. Well, we've had some good memories, haven't we? I think so.
Yeah.
Lots of good memories.
We've had some last interviews. We've had some.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not trying to divert away from the podcast, but I did just receive a notice. September 25th. If I'm able to do it, I don't know if I can. I'll have to get a hold of Jackass because I might be performing that day at a different festival. I might be doing stand-up comedy in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Hell
great.
yeah, brother.
But I have to
You
double
got a
check.
few stand-up gigs planned?
I'm planning on it because with my extra time, since I'm just going to be going live when I can for the most part now,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get more gigs after work. But I'm trying to figure out because I'm pretty sure I'm playing a festival that day.
Hmm.
Like I
That's
appreciate.
cool, man.
No, I'm not. The 14th through 15th, so I should be fine. I might be doing a festival. I don't know yet. I'm not
Yeah.
going to announce that yet, but it's like I think it's around like the 16th or something like that. I don't fucking know. But guys, favorite memories. I asked earlier, and we kind of diverted.
Yeah, you did.
We're trying to ignore that sad moment. But what is your
Leave
favorite?
the memories alone.
Because
I don't want.
I know my favorite story that we got on this podcast. One of them was Mike Fasano. Um, his nickname's the Sack. For those that
Yeah,
don't know, his name's Mike the Sack Fasano.
it is.
And I decided to ask this man how he got the nickname, the Sack. Now, you can find the video floating around the internet. Long story short, he was born with a very big nut sack, to the point where he would charge people to come backstage and he would show them if they wanted. It was all consensual. Now, he was at an AVN award ceremony. I don't know if you know what that is. But that's an adult video network. It's where all the porn stars go and they get awards. Well, Mike went, I don't know if he was with his band or whatever. I forget the full story. But he went to this AVN Awards and a famous porn star, female porn star, said, I heard about your situation. Can I see it? So they took him backstage and he draped his nuts over her face like the fucking Phantom of the Opera, bro. Like fucking
Teabagging.
yeah, teabagged her right in the face. She wanted it. It was all consensual. But fucking hell. No, that's a story.
That is a
Oh,
story,
God.
yeah.
Or the time Ryan Roxy told us how he found out what a pink sock was.
Oh, yes.
He was touring with Marilyn Manson at the time. And Marilyn Manson was throwing around the term, and Ryan didn't know what it was. So Ryan decided to go home and Google it because they told him not to. And he's like, I'll do it anyway.
Did he Google it in a hotel so he'd use the Wi-Fi there and not...
He Googled using the Wi-Fi of the hotel.
Yeah.
He not only Googled using the Wi-Fi hotel, he Google image searched it.
Oh,
And
no.
the safe search was not on. So
Oh, damn.
Everything came up, yeah.
he got a picture before he got the definition.
Oh, nice.
But to paint an even better image during this era was when Blue Waffle was a thing.
Oh, Jesus.
And that was the next image he saw.
I don't know what that is.
Don't.
No,
And
we don't need to revisit that one, do we?
I will explain what it is. But Marilyn Manson didn't know what a
Here we
blue
go.
waffle. Marilyn Manson didn't know what a blue waffle was. So
Right.
So Ryan learned, and then so did Manson. Okay, what a blue waffle is it was a very famous, it's actually fake photo. It's a real illness, but it was a fake photo. It was a photo floating around on the internet where if you Google blue waffle, the image is of a vaginal infection that causes it to turn like a bluish color and it oozes pus. Now, I'm not joking when I say this. You can look this up. There was a waffle syrup that came out that was blue. It was blue waffle syrup. I believe it was from Kellogg's.
Yeah, you showed a picture of it
Yeah.
on the podcast
Yeah,
once.
I
Yeah, I
did.
remember
Would
that.
you eat a blue waffle with some syrup?
No.
No,
My search history is weird. Fat fuck barrel
Um,
bread, blue waffle.
I'll
I
just
will
stick with
say,
Nutella.
I will say this with this podcast. When you invited me on, because we met doing that stand-up gig for our strength and conditioning, you invited me on. Last thing I expected was to be doing this for like last few months, debuting my shaved head, which is not so. No one has seen me like this since middle school. So to get to do that here on the podcast was a nice little nod, leaving my mark, I guess. And
Bro,
just thank you for.
your last match should have been a hair versus title match.
If I even had an inkling that my hair was not going to last after that day, it would have been.
That would have been
Because
fucking.
that's how you do business. But
He fought a Canadian and he ended up like losing his hair overnight. It was weird.
he cheated. Okay,
Yeah.
make that perfectly clear. He did not beat me straight up. He cheated. He had his pussycat brother Lion spear me and cost me the match.
Yeah, but he also suffered the wrath of the best splash in the business. So we got
True. And probably the second best stunner I've ever seen live.
yeah, dude. I never got to see a Stone Cold Stunner in person.
Yeah, that
However,
was,
I did get to see Ric Flair live.
when did Ric Flair's officially died like several times. So which alive are we talking here?
No, I saw him like wrestling. He wasn't in the match. He was like a guest referee. But it was like Shawn Michaels versus John Cena with I think Ric Flair as a guest referee at like a house show.
Mm.
That was when they were like doing their run for like Mania, like they were practicing
Yeah.
their run. And I saw that, yeah, Sean and John.
Cool.
And I believe I saw Chris Benoit that night.
I'm sorry.
It was great. They teased Undertaker one of his mini returns. Because that man returns more than anyone else I've ever heard of. He said, "Okay, if the Undertaker was to come back, like do away with his retirement, just come back one last time, who would be worthy of his return match?"
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest,
They already can bear him.
Uncle Howdy. Finish it. Finish the story.
Oh, geez, not another one of those.
Yeah, have Uncle Howdy beat him at Great American Bash. That'd be great. Have Undertaker come back as the American Badass.
We just have a third person here, just like I have no clue what these idiots are even talking about.
Okay, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm lost now.
Let's talk about you.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about you. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you and you and you and you.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite moment? You never got to say.
Yeah, I've enjoyed all the different guests that we had on.
Yeah, which one?
It was very interesting listening to the stories.
Who'd you like the most? Not to put you on the spot.
Oh, you're putting me
It
on
was
the
me,
spot
right?
now. It's hard to choose a particular one.
Was you here for Gary Peterson? Or was that when you were out?
Trying to remember now. It was so long ago with that
The
one.
drummer of the Guess Who.
No, I don't think I was with. Yeah,
That was a very interesting interview. I love Gary.
yeah,
Gary's great, but he's the only member left original of the Guess Who.
yeah.
And he was a pretty damn good guy. I would like to talk to him again. I didn't get to see the Guess Who in Wheeling though. They were supposed to come around here, but they canceled their entire tour.
Yeah.
They're currently in a lawsuit, I guess.
Oh, right.
Some of the original members, as far as I know, I don't know. He never personally told me. But
Yeah.
as far as I know, some of the original members are suing over the guest
Oh, right.
name, even though they quit the band.
Yeah.
In my
I
opinion,
think, yeah.
I used to have
Sorry, yeah.
I used to have a weird opinion on this because my opinion has changed over the years. I used to say if it's not at least half of the original members, it shouldn't still be a band. But at the end of the day, it's a business. If you quit, you quit. The band should be able to continue on.
Yeah.
You're the one that quit. You agree, DA, or do you not?
Yeah, I really think it doesn't make any sense. If you're saying I'm done, you walk away, you're giving up your rights to that property or that title.
Yeah,
So
you're just quitting. You're done. That's like a job. You're done. Like you gave
Yeah.
up. You gave up your position.
I
And
have I have thought of another episode that I really enjoyed.
go ahead.
Michelle Titian.
Oh, I loved her. That mental
That
health.
was a really good episode. That about mental health.
It was kind of sad because Steve was supposed to be at that episode and he had passed.
Yeah.
But it was a great memory of him, and it was a great
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
episode. I'd like to talk to her again.
Yeah. And that was a really good episode. That one.
Like I would love to chat with Michelle again. Michelle was a beautiful soul. You never got to meet her, DA, but she's a Canadian pop artist. And she also runs a
Yeah.
women's mental health facility.
very cool.
Yes, amazing woman. Naomi, are you able to join us tomorrow to talk more Pink Sock?
I'm not able to join tomorrow.
You're good. What did you want to talk about since you are here? This is your last time.
You put him in full screen again.
Yeah, you like it. All right. Now, any last words?
Yeah, oh, I've really enjoyed being a part of Pink Sock. I've got lots of great memories of it. Lots of laughs and
It's been a lot of fun. And then we have this one.
yeah, lots
Stays
of
up
fun.
late every fucking time. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I know.
I love you,
I
Pink. This
can.
is Pink. Pink is Canadian. This is Naomi. Naomi is British from Yorkshire, but she lives in Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is DA. He like screws sheep or whatever in West Virginia.
Yeah, I saw that before.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
A friend of mine, not to call her out or nothing, but a friend of mine let me use her phone until I get my new phone in. And I go onto Safari, right? And it was on the last thing she was watching, which was hardcore porn.
I love it.
Me too. I hit play. Because I wanted to know what she was into, and apparently we're not into the same thing. So I got a question. What happens when you buy a brand new phone and you hit redial? Does it have a mental breakdown?
Okay.
Never done that.
I hate to be a wet blanket on this party, but I have to be up at 2:30 in the morning.
All right.
And
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I apologize for being the weakest link.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go soon as well. It's the middle of the night for me.
You're good. You're good. We are just gonna chat because I wanted to chat with Pink a little bit. I love you guys.
Absolutely.
I'll see
Yeah,
you.
it's been lovely being on again. Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nothing but love, guys.
Yeah. See ya. Bye.
Yay.
All hail Black Sheep,
Bye.
baby.
See ya, brother. So, Pink,
Later.
this is one of the. Oh, there goes Naomi. This is one of the last episodes. Tomorrow is the
Yeah,
last.
right.
Are you gonna be here?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. So
at
what
the
happened
start.
was, to those that are curious as to why the end of Pink Sock, it was going to be an indefinite hiatus, but I have made the decision that tomorrow is going to be the last episode.
Yeah.
I'm working on getting myself out of debt, but I have to cut back some of my spendings, so I can't afford
Hmm.
the studio anymore. But I have decided that when we do come back, or when I come back, or whatever comes back, if you're still able to do it, it's just going to be a completely different podcast, different name. We'll be able to get more guests that way,
Yeah.
because a lot of people are like, I'm going to Google Pink. So, oh, never mind. So it's just,
Fair. That's fair. Like,
so
so
it's,
I had a great idea for nights that you don't go live.
what is that?
Commentary tracks for infomercials,
That would be cool.
right? I watched Dr. Ho the other night, and I was laughing and laughing, like, and then I was thinking, I say the stupidest things when they're like squatting to try to sit and they're in pain, and it literally looked like the guy was taking a shit on his sofa. And it was like, I'm like, this would be great to just talk shit about them.
I'm down.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do with this time is I am still going to go live, but I'm not going to have a timed live anymore. I'm just going to randomly announce. So I was going to start going live on Clapper a little bit. I'm going to try to get my following in each of these places. And then
Hmm.
once we get our following in these random places, because there's no stress to go live anymore. So I can go like do stand-up comedy and stuff more often.
Yeah.
But we are going to rebrand eventually. So we need to go live together if you want, of course, on Clapper and stuff, build the following, and then do the next podcast.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
And I did mention earlier a lot of great guests we've had. I would love to
Hmm.
have a lot of them, of course, the ones that are still alive. I don't want to like do a seance, but I would love some of those guests to come back for the new branding. I would love to have new guests, old guests. We do have our first guest I am actually working on. He, not to mention any names, but he did do a lot of cool merchandise and a lot of great album artwork and everything like that. And I'm sorry if I'm not myself right now. I am dealing with like a tooth infection or something, I think.
Oh, geez.
Like I can feel it like in here and up to my eye and shit. Like I don't.
That's the worst.
Well, the thing is though, is I've had this happen before, but on the other side, and it just went
Yeah.
away on its own.
Oh,
Like some tooth infections, at least in my experience, some of them go away on their own. So I'm just gonna give it about a week. If it still hurts or if it gets worse, then I'll go get help.
yeah.
But
I wish that I was close and in the same country because I have like I'm a stockpile of medications and I have antibiotics, like a full like 2 weeks of antibiotics, and it's like,
damn. Well, you're
yeah.
Canadian. You can just get whatever you want. You just
Yeah, right.
that comes with like being Canadian. You can get whatever drug you want.
Yeah, give me the 2 3s.
Well, that's the thing though, is like infections can go one way or another. They can either A, get worse, or
Hmm.
B, resolve themselves.
Yeah,
I've had sinus infections and shit resolve themselves, but like
yeah.
it just hurts. But I think it's just because I've been eating a lot of sugar lately. I need to
Oh, okay.
cut back and,
Yeah.
and floss more. That's the thing. I always forget to floss.
That's fair. I'm not a floss every single day kind of person, but I floss like every other day probably.
I I try to floss every day, but like I let it go. But hey,
Yeah,
are you joining us tomorrow or no?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. Because since it's just me and you, we are going to have Gret come on tomorrow. Tomorrow is the absolute last day for Pink Sock Podcast.
Hmm.
It's very sad. It wasn't an easy decision to make because I put 4 or 5 years into this.
Oh
Um,
wow.
but rebranding is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
The future is never a bad thing. So if you want to stick around to chat personally, You're more than welcome. But I'm going to get off of here because we've been going on for about an hour. And tomorrow is the big day, the last day.
Okay.
Join us here. Please share it. Please let everybody know. I would love to have people on here. I'm going to share it into the chat. I love you guys. And as always, live long, rock hard, and see you guys tomorrow for the last one.